Hey everybody, Eli here with Plant Nook Trading, and today we're going to be talking about the different types of pots and what they're going to be used for when you're going to be repotting. So it is the spring season. We're going to start repotting our houseplants, putting flowers in these pots. So we're going to talk about plastic, ceramic, and terracotta today. So stick around. We're going to go over the differences and what pot you should use for every single plant or just the occasion. So choosing the right pot is not just about the aesthetics. So like me personally, I like the ceramic ones. I think they look amazing, but I can't use ceramic for every single different plant I have because each plant has different needs. So the pots are going to determine the water, how fast it dries out. So like terracotta will dry out faster compared to plastic, stuff like that. And then as well as how good the roots will do inside the soil, inside that pot. So like how much moisture it retains is a big one. So we're gonna break that down. We're gonna start with the terracotta. So first up, we're gonna talk about terracotta pots. So this is an unglazed terracotta pot, and these are very popular for a very, very good reason. So this is a porous. So terracotta is porous. What is porous? It means that the water can go through the sides of this pot. So that means the soil is gonna dry out a lot faster. So it's gonna be really good for your cactus and your succulents. So stuff that you want to be a little bit drier. And the downside to the terracotta pot, unfortunately, is you're gonna have to water it more. So that's why you don't wanna put like pothos or like monsteras, is because you're gonna have to water it pretty much constantly because of how fast these dry out. So if you want to use a terracotta pot, just put a succulent in it. You can put a couple of like Mediterranean herbs if you really want to during the springtime if you want to grow something in it. But for house plants, we're going to stick to cactus and succulents for these terracottas. Next, we have the plastic pots. So these are actually really cheap and they are not porous because, of course, they're plastic. So these are going to keep the water in the soil a lot longer. So this is going to be really good for ferns, for peace lilies, just stuff that needs to keep water. But just be on the lookout. This one I don't use anymore because it does not have a drainage hole. So I might drill a drainage hole on the bottom here. So these plastic ones do not evaporate water like terracottas do through the sides. So all that soil is going to retain that moisture. So just be very careful when you're putting plants inside of here, especially without drainage holes. Just make sure you use a moisture meter. Just tell when you need to water so you do not overwater these, because if you do, bad things will happen. You'll have root rot and just bad plant experience in general. So these can be very helpful if you need a pot that keeps a lot of water. Like I said, use ferns and stuff like that, but just be on the lookout. Lastly, we're gonna talk about these ceramic pots. These are my favorite. I think they look the best. They're the most stylish. This one's a little chipped in it, unfortunately, but that's why we got it for a discount. But these are my favorite because there's a whole bunch of different styles of these pots. You can get big ones, you can get ones with designs, you can get small ones, you can get pretty much any size, any fit that you need. So like plastic, this is not a porous item, so this does not get rid of water that fast. So be on the lookout. Do not overwater when you're using ceramic pots, and make sure you have a drainage hole in them. It's gonna be very, very helpful to have a drainage hole. Otherwise, like I said, same thing with plastic, you can get that root rot, and that just kind of destroys your plant very quickly. Happened to me to a lot of plants, unfortunately, early on. So just be on the lookout, as well as use a moisture meter so you can get that all the way down there and see what the water level is at the bottom, see if it's dry, see if it's moist. But also just recommend having one that has a drainage hole. So let's recap. We have our terracotta here. It's breathable, it's gonna dry out fast, so it's gonna be perfect for those succulent and cactuses and plants that love dry soil. So then we have plastic, holds a lot of moisture, very good for those tropical plants like peace lilies, monsteras, or your ferns, anything that likes a lot of moisture. Just be very careful because these do retain water very, very well. So make sure you have a drainage hole in any of the plastic containers that you use and you'll be just fine. So just be on the lookout for overwatering though. Lastly, we have ceramic, my favorite one that we've covered today. These are stylish and they have a mixture of both terracotta and plastic in them, more on the plastic side. So just be on the lookout for overwatering. Make sure it has a drainage hole and you'll be all set, but it does hold a lot more moisture than a terracotta does as well. So next time you're at the plant store, picking out a new pot, think behind the aesthetics and the color and everything. Just remember the material as well. Put that into consideration when you're thinking about buying a new pot, and your plants are gonna very much so thank you if you want some drier, want some moist, or just want to look really cool. So be on the lookout for the materials and let me know if you learned anything and if you have any recommendations as well for choosing out a pot for your brand new plants.